How's it going, everyone? It's Drago. We are back with another chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. Chapter 81, Sword Saint. The cover page this week has Brandish on it, and I can tell a lot of people are probably going to really like this cover because, like, Brandish in a more casual outfit. aka she is pretty much only exclusively wearing a sweatshirt, and she's just, like, in a regular city, which is such a different look for Brandish since she's more or less in a revealing outfit most of the time. And I do like that she's like eating a sucker or whatever. I really like Brandish's little outfit here, and that it is so different for her and just kind of very unique to see her in a sweatshirt. But yeah, I actually really like this cover. Where we pick up with the actual chapter now is Suzuki and Silene fighting. So you get just shots of them like staring at each other. Then he's like drawing his sword. So he draws the sword and Silene dodges it pretty much no problemo whatsoever. I can't tell if this is from the sword or not, but like it has like a kind of like a crescent moon motion like kind of between the two. If it's from Silene or him, I have no idea. So he looks pretty darn shocked that she dodged it, and she calls out what his magic, I guess, is. So she calls it a sword drawing art, and she calls it interesting and whatnot. So I guess it'd be like he just doesn't fully pull out the sword, just starts to draw it, and then that's how he does his powers. I'm not sure how that works, but okay. Which Silene counters with an attack of her own, titled "The Moonlight Shines, the Flame of the Gods." Moonlight Flame. And Suzuki literally just starts drawing his sword, and you just see a bunch of slashes through the flame, and he cuts up the flames. This is where you get Silene. She's like, "Oh, you cut my flames," but Moonlight doesn't lose its radiance, which is kind of a cool property of her magic here, that she did these flames, but even if you cut the flames, it still doesn't put out it. Which her flames go from flames into butterflies, which it combos immediately from flames to these butterflies to a new attack with these butterflies. So she goes dance moonlight butterflies, which it kind of looks like it burns him. Like he kind of looks like it's on fire or he's getting burned. Dang, Silene has a lot of butterflies actually attacking him, but then Suzuki counters with an attack of his own, which probably will not pronounce this right, but his attack is called Kurenugi style sword drawing art, Underworld Drop, which, to be honest, it just seemed like it had a huge, like, I guess, wave of energy go around him. It just started slicing everything that was in that wave of energy. To be honest, it's kind of hard to tell what the flip's going on with this panel. Either way, like, dang, she had so many butterflies and he just like sliced that like no problem. She even said like the moonlight, you slicing it, you can't get rid of its radiance. He completely demolishes all the like moonlight, so much so to where he actually cuts Silene on her cheek, and she looks absolutely shocked, like, whoa, you actually did that? Silene picked up that he said Kurenugi, and then Suzuki points out, yeah, I slayed him, and then I devoured him. So because I ate him, I gained his power, which we get a brand new form of Dragon Slayer magic, which is Sword Saint Dragon Slayer magic, which Silene looks pretty kind of shocked about it at first, like, so you ate Kurenugi, the Sword Saint Dragon, and gained his powers, and then she kind of gets like a smile, like, very interesting. Humans don't know their place. So she kind of goes a little bit crazy here, and so she kind of puts two and two together that, he ate a dragon and gained its power, so I'm a dragon, maybe he wants to eat me. He's like, no, I don't want to eat you, but once I, basically kill you, I'm going to take you to my master, and, we'll eat you. No, you're not getting out of this. We want to eat you. You're a dragon, be our feast. Silene basically is challenging him, like, come at me and like see what happens, and she's saying the longer we go, the more serious I'll get, and she looks like she's gone absolutely crazy. And to be honest, both her magic, like Silene's like butterfly attack, it looks like it would be very pretty when it's animated and stuff, and Suzuki could look like he's got some pretty cool attacks with his Dragon Slayer art. So this could be a very fun battle that we're getting here, especially when we get to what's happening at the end of the chapter, and she looks like she's an insane mad woman. So this is gonna be quite fun because she is probably going to go even more mental. So we cut away from Silene's battle and we go back to Team Fairy Tail. And they're running away from Silene's goons, trying to keep Natsu and Urza alive because they're pretty much wounded really hardcore right now. So as they're running away, they're trying to think of a plan of, okay, how do we get these two away and how do we keep Urza and Natsu alive because they're wounded really bad. You see a portal open up and it's actually Tuka, and I kind of love this Happy. He's like freaking out about her, and Carla just looks like, come on, dude, get a grip. Like, is she kind of jealous on it? I have no idea. It would be kind of cute if it was. So they all jump in and escape from them. Now, I'm going to wonder, actually, is Mimi a dragon slayer? Because, Haikyuu's like, oh, it seems we lost them. But then she's like, oh, no, I can still smell them. Well, I'll track them down. Which really the only people that have been able to track people for very long distances away with just smell has been dragon slayers. Like, they have that enhanced sense of smell, and they can Natsu tracked Urza like miles away during like the Tower of Heaven. It could just be that she has a really enhanced body, because going into the next panels here, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go run chase him down. She carries Haikyuu, and then she like buffs up her muscles, kind of similar to almost like Muscular from My Hero Academia. So I wonder if like she can just kind of like buff up certain parts of her body and just kind of like in the sense of her smell, like, oh yeah, I'll just buff up my sense of smell and we'll be able to track them. But they go off running after Team Fairy Tail because she can track them with her smell. And then we go back to Team Fairy Tail, and they're at the Whiteout village, and the Whiteout priestess just kind of like wondering who are they, and you got Ferris there, and just like, don't worry about them, they're cool. They're here to kill Silene. Don't worry about it. And, Lucy and Gray are like, okay, we can't even care about them screaming and yelling. We have to immediately care about first aid with Natsu and Urza. Otherwise, they will die. But you do get a shot of Natsu and Urza's like, looks like she's almost kind of bleeding from her head a little bit, and Natsu's like bleeding from the side pretty badly. Wendy immediately goes to do first aid. So Ferris is just having a conversation with the Grand Priestess, like, yeah, this is Fairy Tail. They came here to defeat Silene. They're like, well, they came back here and they're defeated, so their job ain't going too well. Okay, fine. We left Suzaku to go defeat Silene, which is whatever. And you must have pushed Gray to the freaking edge here, because they're like freaking rambling on who's actually defeating Silene, who's who, whatever. And Gray's just like, just shut up. Just shut up. We're trying to keep these two alive, which is very interesting because Gray, obviously he's pretty chill in his temper, but this, like, you riled him up. Like, it's like, this is life or death. I don't care about what you're saying. We got to save these two. Which, surprisingly, the Grand White Priestess is really into this. She's like, oh, he's being rough with me. I like this. Yeah. Which they really don't even get a moment to even slightly attempt to heal Natsu and Urza, because Mimi and Haikyuu just freaking break in, which has pretty much everyone in that whole room shocked, which it just basically devolves into them asking, like, how the flip did she follow us? And then Mimi's just like, I have a really good sense of smell. And Lucy immediately comes to the same conclusion that I did, and is Mimi a dragon slayer? And Wendy's just like, I'm not sure, but like, everyone else that's had a good sense of smell is, so maybe. So again, I thought this immediately was when they were getting chased, that Wendy would probably heal those two, and Lucy and Gray would just be, okay, we gotta defend them no matter what. Even though we lost to these two pretty badly, we'll defend them, you heal. As they're gonna go start to defend them, you see the moon, which pretty much everyone's freaking out, like, oh, the moon's getting bigger. What the heck's going on here? Haikyuu and Mimi are like, Silene must have got serious, because if she gets serious, the moon changes size. Lucy and Gray are both just like, okay, the Silene chick, if she has the power to change the size of the moon, what kind of power are we even dealing with here? Like, this is pretty insane. The final shot of the chapter is, I'm going to presume, Silene's eye, and that is the end of the chapter. My thoughts on this chapter. I really like the cover. I really like that Brandish cover. That really stands out to me, and honestly, that's probably the best thing I really liked about this chapter. The fight starting with Silene and Suzaku. I need to see more of his magic, but the stuff from Silene I actually really liked. I like that butterfly attack that she did. I thought it was very unique and creative, and how she turned the flames to butterflies, like, that was pretty dope. Now going on to the Team Fairy Tail side of things, they're running away from half the chapter, and honestly, the Whiteout Village stuff, I didn't particularly care for it. Like, I don't love those characters right now. I am interested with the Lucy and Gray fight against Mimi and Haikun coming up because they both lost terribly in the last times they fought. So I'm very interested as to what they would pull out to try and win against them now, because what they tried to do last time, well, I mean, Gray didn't even get a chance to fight. He immediately got frozen. But Lucy at least tried to fight, and she lost terribly. So I'm very interested as to what stuff they can pull and, like, what's up with this whole moon thing with Silene. The next chapter we get is probably going to be very like hardcore, like action heavy. Pretty much this chapter was just the setup to the final battles against Silene. I think what we're about to go into is some really serious stuff, and it's gonna probably be some really epic stuff that I can't wait for to read and or / see animated in probably a couple of years. If you have any video ideas, leave in the comments below. I'm still working on the My Hero Academia video. I had a very, very busy week lately. I had a lot of unexpected stuff come up, so I'm sorry for the delays. Get that out as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and this is Drago, signing out.